Hi, this question appeared on JEE Advanced 2018 second paper. So it is basically MCQ based question, so it has more than one correct answer, and the question is basically from conic sections. So looks like there is a lot of information given in the question, and looks like it is a very confusing thing to understand and make sense out of all of this information. So there is a mention of circles. You are given so many points and there are pair of circles, and they are talking about locus as well. So there are so many things. So let us go through the question step by step and try to solve it. But before going through the solution, I would like all of you to pause this video at this moment and give this question a try. So I made the basic diagram here. Let T be the line passing through the points minus 2 comma 7 and Q 2 comma minus 5. So this is line T. It passes through P and Q. Let F1 be set of all pairs of circles S1 and S2. So there are two circles S1 and S2. So this is S1, this is S2. S1 is tangent to the line T at point P, and the line T touches S2 at point Q. It is tangent to the line T at point Q, and both these circles touch each other at point M. Now going back to the question, let E1 be the set representing the locus of M. So E1 is locus of M. Alright. Now in the options we have to check whether the given points lie on E1 or not. So first let's find out E1. To do that, E1 is locus of M. So let M be H comma K, and P is minus 2 comma 7 and Q is 2 comma minus 5. So clearly the observation here is that M lies on radical axis. What is radical axis? Radical axis is tangent to both circles at the point of contact of the two circles. So this radical axis, this blue line, is tangent to the circle S1 and the circle S2 at point M. So that is radical axis. So let this radical axis meet PQ at point O. Now OP is equals to OM, because O is an external point to the circle S1 and tangents are drawn from the external point to the circle S1. So OP is one tangent, OM is one tangent. So these two should be equal. Similarly, for circle S2, OQ is equals to OM. So from these two we can write OP is equals to OQ is equals to OM. So OP is equals to OQ. So O is the midpoint of P and Q. So let us find the coordinates of O. O is minus 2 plus 2 by 2, that is 0. 7 minus 5 by 2, that is 1. Now let us find out OM. OM is root of H minus 0 whole square plus K minus 1 whole square. Let's find out OP as well. OP is root of 0 minus of minus 2 plus 2 whole square plus 1 minus 7 whole square. So that is root 40. Now we know OM and OP are equal. So OM square is equals to OP square. So H square plus K minus 1 whole square is equals to 40. So this is a circle. So if you replace H and K with X and Y, so this is E1. This is locus E1. So this is basically a circle with center 0 comma 1. But what is 0 comma 1? This is O with center O and radius root 40. Root 40 means OM is root 40, OP is root 40. So OM is also root 40 and OQ is also root 40. So this is a circle with center O and passing through the points P, Q and M. Okay. But the important observation that you have to make is P is the point of intersection of the circle and the tangent. So P is the point of intersection of circle and tangent, so this point, and M is the point of intersection of these two circles. So this point and this point cannot be same, so M cannot be equal to P and M cannot be equal to Q also. So this is locus of M, but according to the equation P and Q also lies on this locus, but we should not consider them. So we have to exclude points P, Q from this locus. Even in the limiting case, P will not be equal to M, because M is the intersection of two circles and P is the intersection of the line with the two circles. So yeah, that M and P will intersect, M and P will coincide only when two circles touch each other internally, and this is M, and the tangent is also drawn here, that will be P. Only in this case P and M will be equal. If the two circles are touching each other externally, P can never be equals to M, but E1 is the locus of M, so P should not lie on it and Q also should not lie on it. If we go to the options, the first option says point minus 2 comma 7 lies in E1. So minus 2 comma 7 is clearly P. P lies in E1 is what first option says. So that is wrong. So option A is wrong. But if you substitute in this equation minus 2 comma 7, it will satisfy this equation. So minus 2 square is 4, 7 minus 1 whole square is 6 square. 36 plus 4 is 40. But it will not lie on this locus. So you have to logically argue that P and Q does not lie on this locus. So after understanding the question till this part and solving and finding out locus, if you go and mark option A as correct, then you are simply losing 2 marks for this question. You'll get negative marks for this. So the main thing here is to logically argue that P and Q does not lie in locus E1. So this is the most trickiest and sneaky part of this question. Now let us go ahead and check point D, option D, 0 comma 3 by 2 does not lie. So let us substitute 0 comma 3 by 2 in this. So 0 square plus 3 by 2 minus 1 whole square. So this will be 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is not equals to 40. So it does not lie in E1. So option D is correct. Now moving ahead, option B and C deals with E2. So now we have to find out what E2 is. Let the set of all straight line segments joining the pair of distinct points of E1 and passing through the point R. Okay. Let us first draw E1 here. So this is E1. This is a circle, x square plus y minus 1 whole square is equal to 40. This has a center 0 comma 1. This is E1, but here we have to exclude 2 points from the circle. 2 points P and Q. These 2 points are not there in E1. P and Q. So P is, that is why I am marking them with red, minus 2 comma 7 and 2 comma minus 5. These 2 points are not there in the locus E1. So now what is F2? Line segments passing through R and 2 distinct points on the circle. Okay, R, let us say there is a point R. This is O. R is 1 comma 1. So OR will be 1, but radius is root 40. Radius is root 40. So OR is less than radius. So R lies inside the circle. Okay. So now we have to draw chords passing through R. So 2 distinct points on the circle and passing through R. We have to draw such line segments. All these line segments will form F1. Okay. So this can be one more line segment that will be there in F1, and this can be one more line segment that is there in F1. Okay, but this line segment will not be there in F1 because Q is not there in F1. Similarly, this line segment will not be there in F1 because P is not there in f1. All right. Okay, now let us see what E2 is. E2 be the set of midpoints of line segments in F2. So there are so many line segments in F2. If you collect all the midpoints, the midpoint of this line segment, this line segment, this line segment, this line segment, all the line segments, if you get their locus, that will be E2. But this midpoint and the midpoint on this chord, these two will not lie on the final locus. Remember that. Now let us go ahead and redraw the figure and solve for E2. So O is here, so which is 0, 1. Let R be here, 1, 1, and let this be some chord. Okay, so midpoint, let the midpoint of the chord be T. We have to find the locus of T, H, K, correct? Now we can use the basic property of circle. The line joining center and midpoint of the chord will be perpendicular to the chord. So now OT is perpendicular to TR. So product of slopes should be -1. The slope of OT is K minus 1 by H into slope of TR is K minus 1 upon H minus 1. This is equal to -1. K minus 1 whole square is equal to minus H into H minus 1. So we got an equation in H and K. Now replace H with X and K with Y. So Y minus 1 whole square is equal to minus X into X minus 1. So this is the locus E2. So E2 will be Y minus 1 whole square is equals to minus X into X minus 1. But from this locus we have to remove this point and this point, correct? So to do that we have to find out those points, or we can do one thing. We can find the equation of this line, correct, and equation of this line. If this midpoint, this midpoint lies on this line and as well as this locus. Similarly, this midpoint lies on this line and as well as this locus. So let us find the equations of those two lines. First, let us find the equation of PR. PR equation. For that, we have to find out the slope first. What is the slope? 7 minus 1 by minus 2 minus 1. So this is slope is minus 2. So equation will be y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Okay. Next, let us find out this is equation of PR. Let us find out the equation of QR. QR slope will be 1 minus of minus 5. So 1 plus 5 by 1 minus 2. This is minus 6. So equation will be y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. This is QR equation. So this midpoint, so this particular midpoint we have to exclude. This midpoint we have to exclude. So this lies on this QR and as well as this locus. Similarly, this midpoint also lies on this line and this locus. So now we will go to this options. Option B, 4 by 5 and 7 by 5 does not lie in E2. So let us substitute 4 by 5 and 7 by 5 in E2. 7 by 5 minus 1 whole square is equals to minus 4 by 5 minus 1. LHS will be 2 by 5 whole square, so 4 by 25. RHS will be minus 4 by 5, so this is minus 1 by 5. So this is also 4 by 25. It lies on even. If that point lie on either PR or QR, then it doesn't lie in locus. Let us check whether it lies on PR or not. So if you substitute 7 by 5 minus 1 is equals to minus 2 into 4 by 5 minus 1. LHS is 2 by 5. RHS is minus 2 into minus 1 by 5. So that is also 2 by 5. So this point lies on this locus and as well as this line PR. So it is this midpoint. So it does not lie in E2. So that is correct. Option B is correct. Option B is correct. Now let us go to option C. 1 by 2 comma 1. let us substitute in this locus y minus 1 whole square. So 1 minus 1 whole square is equals to minus 1 by 2 to 1 by 2 minus 1. Left hand side is 0 and right hand side is some non-zero number, so it does not lie. But option C says it lies in E2, so option C is incorrect. So option B and D. Even here, if you forget removing this point and this point from the locus, again you will get negative marks. When you check 4 by 5 and 7 by 5 only in E2, it will tell you that it lies in E2, but you have to check on both PR and QR. If it is not lying on both PR and QR, only then it lies in E2. If it is lying on either PR or QR, it does not lie in the locus. Again, here it is a very tricky part. Intentionally they made the options like this, so there is a high chance of getting negative marks in this question. It is a very sneaky, very tricky question in the whole exam of 2018.